So my issue is when you see something like this. Now you see I'm on my Charlie Brown, yet you're suggesting I get a weave, a micro, a relaxer. Today we're going to be talking about the difference between hair consultants and hairstylists. Let's go. All right. Thank you to another episode of Clear Hair. So today we're going to be talking about why I feel like we're gonna say the difference between hair consultants and hairstylists. We're gonna go at the negative first, and of course, and on a positive note. So the hairstylist is someone who just does hair. That's it. It's someone who doesn't care about nothing. Their main thing is to just make money. Like, I don't care if you want to sit there and be like, oh no, that's my girl. She's there to make money. Whether or not you have inches or not, or whether you want your inches to disappear, she's there to make money. You also, with a hairstylist, you're taking a gamble. If they're just a hairstylist, you're taking a gamble because they can make or break your hair. And then when somebody's a hairstylist, like, they don't care if they give you a good experience. That's why I have somebody come in there and be like, come wash, come bathe, come credit score high, come babysat, come homework done. Like, they want all these things done because they don't care about what type of experience they're leaving on you. Someone who truly is a consultant, which like I said, I'll get into that later on. Someone who's truly a consultant is someone who really wants to leave an impression to where you don't even have to schedule the next appointment. You're going to be begging for them to do your hair again. And then sometimes there are good hairstylists out there who really take their job, take their craft to take, they take it seriously. They actually want to better themselves. And then the third one I have on here is will push you to do an expensive, damaging hairstyle. My frustration, especially as someone who's like a hair motivator, making up words now. If twerking can be added to the dictionary, I can add hair motivator to there. As someone who's a hair motivator, it literally hurts me to see people who I know, if they were in my chair, it'd be an absolute no. Perfect example. If you have fine hair, you shouldn't be doing nothing but sitting there and breathing. Like, literally everything can break, or do the fingers, do the snap, break your hair so quickly. And that's me being dramatic, but I truly feel like there's not a lot of hairstyles you can do. Like, the best thing for fine hair, especially until you find a way to have like a damage control after you do a style for fine hair, I feel like protective styles is the way. But then again, you got to be particular with the protective styles, because if you do protective styles that are too aggressive, you're going to be the growth that you want is going to be counterproductive. And I just hate it. Like, how many times I've seen videos on the timeline, and I'm just like, she only had 3 strands to put together. And that's not to make anybody feel bad, but if a hairstylist is a certain type of way. Like, I think it was, even in my case, I think it was like my hair was just so weak, and it was from back-to-back relaxers. And the person who I was with was a hairstylist, not a consultant. And she's like, yeah, girl, actually, you need a touch-up. A touch-up? It's a chemical. What do you mean I need a touch-up? The most I feel like your scalp should even be able to take of that extremely strong chemical that's in no-lie relaxers is maybe 4 times a year. Okay, and even then, that's like every 12 weeks for you to get a relaxer. That already sounds too long, because I know after, my hair is real stubborn. Week 6, my hair is like, you got some more of that relaxer, you got some more of that perm. But I can definitely say, like, I remember having a relaxer, and they're just like, you need a touch up. Oh, they didn't get your ends. I was like, you're not supposed to do the ends, baby. Anybody who's actually been to a science class, think of it. This is the oldest part of your head. Why would I need to touch this up with fresh chemicals? You do from the scalp. But like I said, that's something a hair consultant would do. A hairstylist is just going to do the hairstyle no matter what damage it does, no matter how much it lowers your credit score. They don't care. They're just going to do it. All right. So that brings me to the positive. It's going to be for our hair consultants. Now, your hair consultant, these are not people who you can just find run of the mill. It's somebody that you need to vet. Okay. And I can definitely say, number one, how you can tell the difference between a consultant and a hairstylist. A consultant, they want your hair to grow. Okay, that's it. Yeah, go ahead and end the credits. Like, that's it. They want your hair to grow. They want your hair to prosper. They want your hair to grow. And that's the main thing that is frustrating to me, because they'll sit there and be like, they got the growing hands. No, I truly feel that there's such thing as growing hands, because when I was growing up and I had my relaxer in my teenage years, the person who was doing my hair, my hair grew even with the relaxer. And this was in the early 2000s. Don't do the math too quick. And that's very rare for you to have long relaxed hair in the early 2000s, because the relaxers we were using back then could probably melt steel. Okay. They're a little bit kiddie-ish now, a little less poisonous, but I can definitely say for my hair to still be long and still have relaxer in, she knew what she was doing, and she did not relax my ends. Okay. Not after the first time, because this is the oldest part of your hair, the end piece. And basically, they're going to give you products. They're going to give you tips. They're going to give you productive products and tips. They're not going to sit there and just be like, oh, well, you should use golden apple syrup, only sold by me, lotion, hair conditioner. Like, they're not going to sit there and give you stuff that's not attainable. They're going to give you stuff that is feasible for your bank account, and they're going to give you stuff that's feasible for your bank account. And they're also going to be able to give you like notes for, they're going to actually be able to give you notes for how you can do this stuff by yourself. Then the second one is they have the correct credentials. Sometimes when they're a hairstylist, they do not have a hairstylist degree. Okay. So they're going to have the correct credentials, or better yet, if they don't have those specific credentials, they're going to push you towards somebody who has their credentials, because somebody who's a consultant, a hair consultant is someone who wants to see you do well, whether that's with them or not. Okay. I would consider myself a hair consultant, because I had a question when I had first started doing clear hair, and I had a couple of questions. They were just like, hey, I have traction alopecia. How can I treat that? I was like, licensed dermatologist. Hey, I have a hormonal disruption in my cuticle. Licensed dermatologist. Licensed endocrinologist. I think that's for hormones. Check me in the comments if I'm wrong. But I'm going to push you to someone who can actually help you, because I don't have my cosmetology license. All I have is common sense and common experience. Okay. Common sense and specific experience. That's what I have. So when I sit there and I see that someone will be out there asking you to do all these things, but I was like, but you asked me to do 10 things, but all I asked for you to do is one thing. That's half a degree, and that's to be licensed, current license at that. But my thing is, when you want somebody to do well without you, you don't care if that's with you or not. You want to push them to, like, for example, to this day, like the person who asked me about her traction alopecia, I still to this day, I hope she gets that help, because I know she was asking me about, because she wanted to do more tight ponytails. I was like, I personally, as a consultant, I wouldn't recommend doing a tight ponytail or tight bun, or even like a tight wig, because you're pushing against fine hair, fine follicles that are already interrupted. All right. And then I have the following thing: doesn't want to be your friend, will give the harsh truth, and they won't do any trends. I love to hear it, because I remember once again, when I had somebody doing my hair and I was like, oh, I want to do this trend. She was like, well, I don't think that would do well with your hair, because, crochet is a little bit heavy. And then, like, the rubber bands are going to snap, because the front part of my hair is fine. The back of my hair, it's a half wig, y'all know. The front part of my hair is fine. Like, the back part is like combination coarse/fine. So the back of my hair they can take a beating. With the front part of my hair, I did this and it rubbed off. Like, it literally, I'm playing. But literally the front part of my hair is so tender, so gentle. That's why I'm very gentle with that. If you ever see me and I have rubber bands up here, it's not me. I've been switched out. I've been switched out, because it's so bad for fine hair to be in rubber bands. You're asking for your hair to break. And any cornrows to the back as well. If you have fine hair, any cornrows to the back, you're on a ticking time bomb for your edges to disappear. And I'm so serious. And that's why I said a hair consultant's not going to be your friend. I don't care if it hurts your feelings. I don't care if you go home and tell, Mommy, Claire said my edges are going to disappear if I keep doing this hairstyle. And they did. Pull up to the scene with your edges missing, okay? And I feel like a lot of people will sit there and be like, oh, I'm being mean. I don't care if I'm being mean to you. I'm trying to help you out. I'm not your friend. But I really am frustrated because these two are starting to get intermingled where people are just like, oh, well, I'm a consultant. No, you're not. Okay? No, you're not. You're a hairstylist. You know how to do hair. That's perfect. But that's only half the job. You need to be able to be a consultant. You need to be able to be somebody who can show also. You got to do best practices as well because no offense, I ain't gonna lie to you, but I do kind of be side-eyeing when somebody gives me advice they're not following. Because I had a hairstylist as well in the past who was talking about I need to do A, B, and C, yet her hair wasn't healthy. Or she was talking about how the relaxer, something about my relaxer went wrong and yet her hair is uneven. So it's kind of like you got to show. Stay with me now. You got to show, like, if you're going to be that person who takes that role of a consultant, you have to show your work. That's like me saying, oh, your skin is not on point and my skin's not on point. You got to be able to fix yourself first so you can teach others. That's why I don't mind teaching people about natural hair because I've mastered it. Okay. I've mastered having healthy natural hair and being able to recover. And that's like the main thing that I was going to go towards too, is that, how you can tell, because a lot of people will be like, oh, I don't really know. Well, so how you can tell, these 3 simple ways you can tell if somebody is a consultant versus stylist. Number A is quality of your hair. Before you started going to this hairstyles, did the hair get better or worse? Better or worse? Like, I want to know, if your hair, your hair texture, it's on your scalp. You know if it got better or worse. B is how have your feelings changed towards your hair? Because I think there are still some people out there who they truly empower you about your hair. Like, I don't want you pulling at my hair just like, ugh, this 4C hair, dang, again. Like, that's not going to promote me to feel confident about my hair. C is have you acquired more knowledge about the topic? Like I said, like the best thing that I ever learned from hairstylists in the past who have touched my hair is just knowledge. Knowledge is so powerful. Like, I've learned so much stuff about plateau phase, lateral phase, all the different growth phases of your hair, which side, most likely the side that you sleep on is a hair that grows the least because you're messing with it. Okay. And it's true because I sleep on my right side and my left side grows faster. So I have to trim this one so they'll be even. But literally like them teaching you about like friction on a pillow. Also, I learned the trick that you don't need to put on gel every day. Gel is activated by water. So you can put water to rejuvenate the gel. You don't have to put a fresh slab. So that has saved me money. But like I said, these hairstylists that I go to, hair consultants that I go to, they're putting me on game. They're making me better for the future. And then a couple of takeaways from this is number 1, why is this important? It's because Black women's hair is unique. Black women's hair is a pro, but it's also a con, because pro is like, it's unique as like, ain't nobody who changing hair as fast as me, honestly. Like, who else, like who's going, like, you get a different girl every time you see an episode. The only con is that we only know there's 3 people in the world who can do our hair correctly for a decent price. So that's kind of where people take advantage of people, because they know who else gonna do natural hair correctly. So we kind of just deal with, the lack of education, lack of confidence that they give us, because there's only a small percentage amount of people who actually know how to do natural hair. Most of us are self-taught because we have to be. It's not like I can go to a Super Cuts or a Supernatural or Natural Cuts. That would be a cute little store. Natural Cuts, and have somebody come in and like do a wash and go in the middle of the day. Type 4 don't do that. I don't foresee it. And so the final point too is the big takeaway is money/inflation. The price amount, which that can be a separate video, the price amount for hairstylists, like I'm thinking about making a separate hairstyle video for like how much price do you think everybody should pay for hairstyles? But I really feel like the amount of money that we're putting into hair has increased. Okay. A lot of us are running to YouTube because we are running away from our bank accounts telling us this is an overdraft. We will leave you. Like you got to listen to these messages, but It's true. Like there's like the amount of money that we're putting into our hair has increased. Like you're talking about braids that would cost like maybe $89, $125 with tip are now starting at $600 for waist length, and then almost $1,000 for uterus length. And I'm just like, who's paying this amount of money for this? But that'll be a separate video. But definitely let me know, did you learn anything? Is this a throwaway video for you? If not, don't forget to subscribe, share. It's Claire here.